Deuces, hello. Let's wait for people to come in. Hello, hello. Good afternoon here in Southeast Asia, here in the Philippines specifically, and a good evening to everyone in America, in Los Angeles. Hello, Carl, little brother Carl. If the Avengers have the Hulk, the hashtag PWOG Live has the Carl. So hello, brother. Hello, Senorita JDL. Hello, hello, brother. On, man. Afternoon. Himanshu underscore Sharm, thank you for tuning in this afternoon. Hello, hello. Alrighty, alrighty.
It's
Amigo.
still morning. It's
Also,
still
right,
morning.
sorry. Good morning.
Yes,
Sorry, I
sir.
am not
Yes,
a
sir.
morning person.
I understand. I understand. Like, let me just paste the links key.
Please
There
do.
you go.
So while you paste the links key and I try to post the links key, dang it,
Mm.
it's not. Hold long press, right? There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes, we've been doing
That
this
was my
for
issue last night.
15 episodes, right? 15? Is it 15
Yeah,
now?
yeah,
Yes, we are
yeah.
we are doing this for 15 episodes. I'm still having trouble pinning that comment. But
This
anyways,
is this is episode 16, if I remember
is
correctly.
it
This is
16?
episode 16. Yeah, it's 16 now.
Really? I thought it was 15.
Uh,
We can
from
edit
what
that
I
later.
know,
We can
we'll see. We'll figure it out.
It's an
We'll
episode
figure
of
it out.
hashtag PWOG Live this sunny afternoon here in the Philippines. Anyway, before we start, let's have some formal introduction. My name is yours truly, Ken Warren, one of the hashtag PWOGs, and my amigo down there is the Senorito Jake De
I,
Leon, Mr. Filipino
Mr.
Wrestling,
Filipino.
and we are
Yep.
two
Yes, sir.
wrestlers who thought of this show, hashtag PWOG Live, to entertain ourselves, try to give back to the community as much as we can, as as sort of entertainers, and just entertain pro wrestling fans in general, man. Shoot.
Exactly, exactly. And we are doing this, and if you can notice, like the link down here, it is our partnership, well, PWR's partnership with tickettome.net. It is to help our brave frontliners by ordering your PWR Mabuhay ang Wrestling shirts. And if you buy shirts from that tickettome.net link, part of the proceeds will go to our frontliners, our brave frontliners fighting against COVID-19. And yes, please do, if you can, if you have the resources, please do support or even just a share of the link ski. That'll be super awesome, amigos and amigas.
And if
Anyway,
you're,
it's Sunday.
yeah,
Sorry, yeah, please go ahead. Go ahead, go
sorry, if
ahead.
you're having trouble with the links because you can't really click it directly, you can take a screenshot of it, then use it after the show, or even you can
Mm-hmm.
get out real quick, then check out the link for tickettome.net and the latest partnership with PWR and Ticket to Me. So there you go. You were saying, bro.
Yes. I was saying that it's a Sunday. It's a beautiful Sunday. The weather's been pretty weird recently, but I think this morning it was pretty good. What did you think, man?
I woke up like a few hours ago. I'm not really a morning person, but lately I've been appreciating the weekends, especially. However, I do have some extracurricular work, for lack of a better term, from time to time. But
Yeah.
yeah, man, I've been getting enough rest at least. So yeah, hey, gotta make the most out of it.
Yeah, we're currently in the modified ECQ right now. People went to the malls yesterday, even though it wasn't really that safe. It was like a stampede, but guys, please, like if you're watching this, as much as possible, if you don't need to go outside yet, please stay at home. We don't know the extent of how many people do have COVID-19. We don't have the testing capacity yet. So I just want all of you amigos and amigas to please stay home and stay safe. And yeah, it's a Sunday. We're waiting on PJ Black, the Darewolf, second part of Wolf Week for hashtag PWG Live. So how are you feeling, Ken? Are you ready?
I'm ready as I can ever be. I don't know. I'm stuttering because I haven't had breakfast yet. This is my breakfast, ladies and
Oh
gentlemen.
man.
This is my breakfast and lunch.
Empty stomach interviewing. That is a hard thing to do. Empty
Yes, sir.
stomach
It's
interviewing.
it's it's the new diet plan.
Yes, it is. And I think, well, we have less than a minute left. It's, I think he already saw like our message on Instagram. I'm just checking it right now. So, what do you say? Like, well, we have a minute left. What can you tell our viewers to expect on this episode?
You can expect the unexpected from this episode because I actually had one question for him later, but I don't know if I'm gonna pull that out
Mm,
sometime around the interview. But man, this PJ Black, formerly known as Justin Gabriel, a former member of the Nexus, former member of the Worldwide Underground.
mm.
He's just amazing. He's all over the place, and I don't know what to expect. I am excited. I feel like he's one of these people. Although he fancied himself as someone who's very organized, I
Yeah.
think like he's one of these people who's just very spontaneous, or like he's spontaneous about life, for lack of a better term. And actually, speaking of the main man himself, he actually
He's
joined
just
us
joined.
here in the program right now. And
I have to get out. I have to get out. You guys have a good interview. I'll help out with the questions. See you soon, guys.
see you later, brother. Alrighty, alrighty. Thank you for the tag, amigo Jake De Leon. And again, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, he is a former three-time WWE Tag Team Champion, a former TNA King of the Mountain Champion, uh, former Lucha Underground Trios Champion, and currently the Slam Force Africa Champion. Fellas, ladies and gentlemen, show some love for the one, the only, PJ Black, Mr. Darewolf. Awoo! In 3, 2, 1, we are connecting. Good evening, sir.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing, man? Thanks for having me.
Well, thank you for being on. I'm doing good, sir. And man, just like any other person we get to come across with this pandemic, during this pandemic, PJ, how are you, man?
I'm doing good, man. I'm using this pandemic time very productive. Creating some cool content for Ring of Honor and myself, and just reading a lot of books and working on this new character that I was hopefully gonna debut before the summer, but it looks like it's gonna be more towards the end of the year. I'm very excited about this, and I'm very excited for fans to see this.
Man, that's awesome. That's awesome. Can you give us a little spoiler if you can? I don't know if what the character what's the next evolution from the Darewolf
Let me see.
starting from now.
I might as well. Do you watch Being the Elite?
Oh yes, of course.
Did you see I did the witch doctor, the shaman gimmick on there 2 episodes ago.
Oh, okay, okay.
So it's kind of like that. It's kind of like a medicine man, like an alchemist, witch doctor, shaman, sangoma character. Kind of like Papa Shango mixed with Gerald the Witcher.
Oh man, that explains your Twitter name now. It's Dr. Black now on
Exactly.
Twitter, right?
Yes. Yes.
Man, that's something to look forward to, man. We have a few more months, and your fans are absolutely excited for it. Alrighty, PJ, whenever you're ready, shall we start with the program?
Yeah. Let's do it, man. I'm ready.
Alrighty, let's start with some questions I had in store for you. Okay, so number one question for you, PJ. Being part of numerous iconic stables in the wrestling business, if you were to have and lead your own stable, what would you call this faction, and who will be its core members?
Ooh, that's a tough question, man, because there's so many talented guys out there right now. Out of all the stables I've done, obviously Nexus was probably the most well known, the biggest. So that group of guys was fantastic. But the most fun I ever had was Lucha Underground, Worldwide Underground. Me, Jack Evans, Johnny Mundo, and Taya. I think the stuff that we did there was fantastic. I'll definitely include those guys in my stable. I'll also add Angelico and Luchasaurus.
Oh, wow. Well, what would you call this stable, man?
Ooh, so Luchasaurus and Panda, Super Panda, they had a stable called Endangered Species. So maybe something in the lines of that. Maybe like the endangered ones, or I don't know, wild animals or something like that.
Maybe Animal Kingdom, you
Animal
know?
Kingdom, that's a good one.
It sounds great. Alrighty, man. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Alrighty, let's see if we have some fan questions for you. Shifting gears a bit.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
so from at Alexis underscore Kingdom 18, if PJ Black could pick, who would be his mixed female tag team partner? Maybe for a future mixed intergender tag team match.
Wow, let's see. That's a good question too, because there's so many good ones. I think you interviewed. Have you interviewed her before already? What's her name? Gone
Kaden?
blank. Yes. Did you interview her today?
Not today, but like Kaden Carter, like a few weeks back.
Oh,
She's
okay.
a fellow, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. She'd be good. And then there's a girl, the French girl, Shauna. Do you know who she is? She's
Shauna.
amazing.
Mackenzie? No, it's a different one.
Um,
It's Australian.
yeah, Shauna. I forget what her wrestling name is. Man, I forget. I'm sorry, I'm gone blank today. But
Oh, it's
also
all right.
Taya is fantastic. Kira, she's a very good friend of mine. Johnny Mundo's wife, and I actually do tag with her right before I signed with Ring of Honor. I was tagging with her very regularly in California as the Worldwide Underground, and we had so much fun, and we have such good chemistry, and she's a good friend of mine, and I think she's a fantastic worker.
Matt, since you touch on the Worldwide Underground, can you take us back to the story of how you were approached to be part of Worldwide Underground?
Okay, so when I just left WWE, someone called me to join the roster of Lucha Underground, and I've never heard of it because at this time it didn't exist yet, right? So I was like, I've never heard of this, so I'm gonna say no, but maybe call me back in a year. And I remember it was the 1st of October too, and I didn't want to sign with any company because there was a lot of companies who wanted me to work for them, and I was like, nah, I just want to do my own thing, work on the indies a little bit, and grow as a performer. And then I started watching Lucha Underground on TV like a few months later, and I was like, wow, this is great. How did I say no to this? And exactly a year later, 1st of October the next year, they called me and they're like, hey, you want to do season 2? And I was like, yes, I'm in. Me and Taya actually got there the same day to the shoots, and we just started talking, and I started doing the storyline with Jack Evans. He's one of my favorite wrestlers, by the way, to watch. Sometimes when we tag, I'll stand on the apron and I'll just enjoy watching him so much that I forget that I'm in the match, and I'm like, oh, I got to tag in. So when Johnny came to us, actually it was me and Jack who approached Johnny to start this stable, and then the writers had this idea, and we were like, in the beginning we thought the name sounded dumb, but it grew on us, and like I said, it was one of my favorite things I've done in wrestling.
Yeah, man, it actually showed. It showed you're having fun. Like, not to disregard your. I'm sure it was fun for the Nexus because it was very groundbreaking. For the core,
Right.
it was groundbreaking. But like, it shows even in your promos, just the natural swag that you have for when you were with Worldwide Underground. It's
Right.
super awesome, man. Oh, what a view! Oh my
Yeah.
goodness,
So downtown Los Angeles.
man, that's crazy. That is
So,
crazy.
so it's a bit noisy outside. I'm going to go inside.
All right. No problem. No problem.
I live next to the LAPD, so there's like you hear sirens all day.
But I didn't even I didn't want to touch this early on this yet, but like I saw on your Instagram stories since yesterday, what has been happening, man? We actually have a photo of one photo later for the shoot your shot segment that we have,
Mhm.
but for the latest one, the one that was on fire, the building on fire next near to you guys.
Yeah,
How's
no,
everything there going,
it
man?
was a smoke shop, I think, and it was apparently some butane. 10 firemen got really badly injured, so there's still fire trucks right now outside. Like,
Dang,
I,
man.
I hope everyone's okay.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. It's crazy enough with the pandemic, but like, they're in LA right now. Going back a bit, how how's the daily life, for lack of a better term? Like when you go outside, you're required to wear those PPEs or personal protective equipment, or
Yeah, we got to wear the masks, and you got to social distancing, so 6 feet away from people. So when you go to the supermarket, they put like little lines 6 feet away, and people stand in line. But I never go to the supermarket. I just get all my groceries delivered anyway. So it really doesn't really affected me that much, except for the gyms that are closed, and obviously no wrestling shows. So I don't get to see all my friends.
yeah, man. But like, thank goodness for social media, right? Like we get to connect, even us first, sort of virtually meeting each other, and it's happening because of social media. So it's
Right.
always the beauty of they want social distancing. We have social media.
Exactly. Good thing we do. Like, if we didn't have like social media or like Zoom, like what would we have done? It would have been so boring.
Absolutely, absolutely. But like, you were able to mention earlier, you were reading books, and like just doing some. Did you mention yoga or like just meditating?
I do. I
If
meditate for hours every day. I read. I'm on my 7th book since the quarantine, 8th, and I've done 2 audiobooks already. I don't own a TV and I don't play video games, so that's all I do. I just study. I signed up for 2 online courses. Almost finished with that, so it's just something that I was interested in, not something I'm gonna do or work in. It's just energy healing. It'll work. It'll actually help my gimmick, but it's just something I've always been super interested in.
Man, that's awesome. That's awesome. And just stay productive, man. Keep yourself sane, bro.
Right,
It's hard.
right.
It's hard enough for everyone. So,
It's tough. I'm wondering what's going to happen to the economy after this. It's going to be exciting, but everyone thinks it's going to get much worse and it's going to be really bad. But I'm hopeful. I think it's going to be very positive. If you think about it, right, every single person who's gone through some really bad trauma or who's had a near-death experience always grows and comes out the other side a much better person. So I think as a race, as a planet Earth, humanity, I think we'll come out on the other side much better. I think, I hope so. I'm always trying to stay positive.
and that's a good mindset to have. And man, that's hopefully that's what everyone would be like after this
Right,
pandemic. Because with the social media as well, there are pros and cons, and some of the cons are everyone's just very vocal online,
right,
and
right,
not with the
and
best ways.
right, and very negative too, because the people who I'm not, but the conspiracy theorists out there, there are many, and like people like this, like things like this, fuel stuff like this, because for every like real article there is 10 fake articles out there, and that's what's annoying these days. Like you don't know who to trust. Like on the news, like CNN is like 90% fiction.
Oh man, dude. Some trust issues like growing together with the anxiety with what's happening, man.
Right,
But it's good that there are people like you who are making people aware that not everything you see on social media is true,
right, right,
or at
right.
least not fully true.
Yeah.
So, alrighty, thank you for sharing that. Let's try to shift gears. We have a lot of fan questions. I'm sorry, fellas, man. This conversation is really good. It's like I'm talking to an old friend of mine. So, alrighty. Let's try to get one from at Senorita J. Dale, who's actually helping us moderate right now. My tag amigo, hashtag PWOG,
Oh,
tag
nice.
amigo. He has a question. Who do you look forward to wrestling in Ring of Honor?
One of the main deciding factors of me signing was looking at the roster, and I was like, "Wow, this is a fantastic roster." And maybe I'm biased right now, but I think we have one of the best rosters in the world right now. There's so many young, up and coming, talented guys, so many seasoned veterans. It's. I love Wrestling Bandito. That kid is amazing. I think he's the future of wrestling. Flip Gordon is going to be a massive star. I wrestled Jay Lethal the other day. I've yet to wrestle. I've wrestled the Briscoes in like a 6-man tag or something. I cannot wait to wrestle Jay and Mark in singles matches, man. I think they're fantastic. I can watch them all day.
Man, it's funny you should mention Flip Gordon. He actually reminds me of an earlier version of you. Although people would say he reminds them of because of the face like John Cena because he's also military,
Right,
ex-military.
right.
But
And
hearing
that's
the moveset, he must be you, man.
it does. He actually told me when I met him for the first time. He told me that he does the 450 because of me, and I felt really old, but I felt really honored at the same time because he started watching wrestling like very late in life. Like when we were doing the Nexus. I think he was like 2 years into wrestling, so. He started watching me wrestling, so I'm very honored, and me and him have become really good friends. I think he's great. He's a great human too, like very very open minded. And in this day and age that we live in, there's not a lot of people like that.
Yeah, man. We need more of Flip.
Right, for sure.
Absolutely. But real quick with that. So you already faced them, but if you both are given the creative freedom to have a match or have a story 6 months to a year, what would be the payoff or like what's the match you would want to have that would be fit for the both of you guys?
Ooh, wow, that's tough. I really enjoy wrestling people that I've never wrestled before. Like first time matches for me is super fun. To me, that's like my favorite thing in wrestling. So that's how I get challenged too. Let me see if there's anyone in Ring of Honor that I haven't wrestled yet that I want to wrestle. There's quite a few people. Oh, let me see. I got to think about that one for a second. Um, I haven't wrestled PCO yet. That's someone who I really want to wrestle. Like I watched him growing up, so and he's still on fire. So that's definitely on top of my list. But if you mentioned like storylines, I think eventually, if me and Flip do a storyline, we can blow the roof off the building every single night, and we can draw that out for at least a year. I think Flip's a future world champion for sure, man. I guarantee it. I'm gonna call it right now.
Oh man, you heard it first. Hashtag PWOG Live exclusive. Predictions here.
Yep.
Prediction night and afternoon. Alrighty. Thank you for sharing that. Let's move on to some one question I have for you. Shifting gears from wrestling to more of your overall appearance or look. With the evolution of your hairstyle, which one is your favorite? Do they have meanings in the different moments of your career?
They do actually. The early stuff, the manga hairstyles, that was inspired by like anime and what the character from Tekken,
Oh, Jin Kazama, yeah.
Jin Kazama was inspired. A lot of the hairstyles, and a lot of the later stuff was inspired by different characters. And always like to pick and combine things from different characters. Remember Dr. Tom Pritchard? He was one of my favorite coaches ever, and he always used to say in wrestling, "Go watch the old stuff. Go study the old stuff." He used to say, "What's old is new, and what's new is old." So you take some character stuff and a move set from this guy, some style from this guy. I pull a lot of inspiration from a lot of cartoons and anime characters and video games. Although I don't play video games, I do like, there's so many good characters and stuff that you can use and moves. A lot of my moves I get from video games, and a lot of my moves I get from Jackie Chan movies, actually. um, yeah, where was I going with this question again? Oh, the hairstyle.
But like well, like I just have to commend you though. Like you just see it from video games and you just do it. You're one of the talented people. I think that's like a handful of people who could just do it when they see it.
Right.
It's crazy. But like, the question was, which look is your favorite?
Ooh,
Among
every time I do a new one, that's always my favorite. I don't know if you saw the last one I did with the long braid, the green braids. I really like that a lot. For this new character, I have something really cool in mind. I'm not going to give you a spoiler, but the hair is going to be completely different. I don't think some people might not like it, but it's going to definitely fit and be unique.
Man, that's awesome. I'm like, man, I don't want to. How would you say, like, squeeze the wet towel for lack of better terms? But like, would this also mean that a change of wrestling style in the future, or not really?
It's gonna change a little bit. I mean, over the last year, I've changed a lot, and I've kind of like gone back and forth, and like I'm like 225, 26 pounds right now. So like a lot of the stuff, yeah, a lot of like the 450 hurts the guys a lot. So I do it less, but I still do it. I do a lot of technical stuff. I love holds. Like I love like my favorite guy to watch wrestling was like the '90s Fit Finley. So that's like the style I'm doing right now, but still with the high flying stuff, and I just try a bunch of different stuff. I love the evolution of wrestling. I feel like every year it evolves so far. I love watching these young kids. Like I love watching, like Ricochet and Will Ospreay. Those kids, like they really put that style of wrestling on the map, and that's super fun to watch.
Man, if they were or rather, if you guys cross paths, I feel like that would be like matches all over PWG and every other major promotion, man. If you guys cross paths, maybe even Ring of Honor at one point.
Oh yeah, man, it's definitely gonna happen. It's inevitable. The wrestling community worldwide is pretty small.
That's true. Maybe in Japan, because I know you've always wanted to work there, man.
Yep. I've been trying. Maybe. Hey, my thing is, I like wrestling in different countries. I've wrestled in 64 countries now. I've wrestled in 48 states in the U.S. I'm missing Vermont and Montana. But yeah, I love wrestling. So like, if I can get to come work with you guys, I would love that, man. I love traveling. That's my thing. For me, that's the most fun part in wrestling. A lot of guys don't like that part of wrestling, because my first year when I moved to the U.S., I did 300 shows. So I was on the road for 300 days a year out of the year. So and that's a lot, for people that have families, that's tough. But like if you don't have a family or anything, it's fun to travel.
Absolutely. Get that miles in, Get that miles in as early as possible.
Exactly.
It's crazy. And of course, man, given the opportunity after this pandemic, Philippine Wrestling Revolution or PWR would be more than happy to have you on, man. That'd be
I would
super
love
awesome.
to. I would love to.
All right, let's try to shift gears to fan questions, so that they won't get pissed at me because like a lot of fan questions.
Okay.
Right. Uh, let's see.
Oops.
Okay, from at MJ Lapos, favorite tag team partner throughout your career.
See, it's hard to pick one. Obviously, I've won 3 titles with Heath, and Heath is my buddy. I love him to bits. I just FaceTimed him before this, actually. he made
Oh,
me
nice.
he made me laugh. He always makes me laugh. But I mean, TJ Tyson Kidd, he is one of the best minds in wrestling. Technically, there's no one that can touch him. He was one of my favorites. Johnny Mundo, I love tagging with him. I love tagging with Jack. I've never tagged with anyone that I didn't enjoy tagging with.
So, like, would that be safe to say that if people or in the wrestling business or wrestling fans would remember PJ Black, would they remember you as a tag team specialist?
Good question. I mean, I've won more. I guess I've won more big tag titles than singles titles, but I feel like I'm 4 or 5 years away from my prime, so there's still time to win a bunch of singles titles. You know, like to think about it, like Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, like all those guys hit their peak between 40 and 45. My dad was a wrestler, and he did his best work in his 40s, and even in life, he told me, he goes, when you hit 40, that's the best time of your life, you know, because you're already kind of established, you already made a little bit of money, you already experienced a little bit of life, traveled, you know, you're more mature, more wise. So I'm actually really looking forward to that. You know, I'm 40 next year, I think, or 2 years. Yeah, next year. I stopped counting. So and my body's feeling amazing. I'm in the best shape of my life. So I'm really looking forward to this. Hey, I see my rookie ask a question. Why am I watching this?
Can you answer that? Why are you watching that at Joe
Yeah,
underscore Mecca?
that's him. Let me text him back.
Oh, there you go. What a in that potion, man? I'm enjoying this. I feel weird.
Oh yeah, I've been making him some potions to help him out because he's got anger management issues. He's probably
All
gonna
right,
get
all right.
he's gonna get so mad if I say that.
Joe underscore Mecca Goose Fraba. I don't know if you ever see that. Alrighty, but man, I love. I just have to say, I love how you use the term potion. It sounds like a video game, man.
Right?
I'm looking forward to this new gimmick, bro.
Oh yeah, yeah. I make a lot of potions, and you know, like my background is in nutrition. I actually have a master's degree in nutrition. It's my passion. And you know, like a few years ago, I stopped using all supplements, all bodybuilding supplements. I make my own. It's all just natural herbal stuff that I make, and my girlfriend's from the Amazon, so we use a lot of plant medicines, and I've learned a lot about plant medicines from the shamans and stuff like that, and it's fantastic. I feel like there's a plant for every single disease on this planet. Like we haven't discovered most of them yet.
That's true. Like some untapped potential because we are heavily relying on technology. Right? There's nothing wrong with that, but like maybe
Right.
some sickness could be cured with the old school medicine. You
I
know,
believe it,
natural
man. I believe it.
resources.
I believe it. When I got injured a couple of years ago, you know, they gave me a handful of pain pills, and I lost a lot of friends to pain pills. In the U.S., it's a big problem actually, and that's when I was like, you know what, I'm not going to take this stuff. I'm going to start doing some research, and that's when I started reading about holistic and alternative medicine and healing, and you know, like it's fantastic. It's a massive world out there that people don't even realize.
Yeah, or like people chose to, or well, not maybe chose to, but like tended to overlook because of how things are going by real quick, man. I don't
Right.
know. Like awesome, that's awesome. Like hopefully people will start to look more into the old stuff because again, old is new. Maybe that's the answer to this pandemic. Something from the natural
Right.
resources that we have, the forest, or I don't know, man. Just the tree outside
Exactly.
your house.
Right. Fresh air, man. See, people make themselves sick when they sit inside. You know what the placebo effect is? The opposite of the placebo is called a nocebo effect. So if you think negative thoughts, it's going to affect you. Like people sit in their houses and they're scared and they go, oh, I'm going to get sick. I'm going to get sick. And they make themselves sick. I'm not saying that this virus is completely fake, but a lot of people are just making themselves sick with a nocebo effect.
That and that's very very awesome thing to hear, awesome thing to say. It's what people probably need to hear because people besides I don't know it's a controversial thing to say, but like a lot of people are very sensitive nowadays. But when you think about it,
Mm.
just have to be very smart with what you do. Keep doing, just keep moving. You know, keep
Right.
moving, not just stay back and just wait around and something's gonna happen. Like no, you have to do something. Keep yourself productive. Keep your mind off what's happening. Like yeah, I
Exactly.
don't know.
Exactly. Watch wrestling. That keeps your mind off things.
Absolutely, absolutely. Be a brother.
Right. Exactly.
Alrighty. Let me try to get a question from what I have for you. Okay. Okay, this one. This one. It's no secret in the wrestling business that the best moments happen on a live show. Can you share to us your most memorable house show moment?
I have so many, so many. Okay, I'm gonna just pick one of these. Let's see. Um, so we had a show in Philadelphia, and me and Wade Barrett, we were on the plane together, and we were tagging that night. And our plane got in late. Our plane landed as the show started, and we still had to drive like 45 minutes to the venue. So the show already started. So Wade was driving, and I was putting on my gear, putting on my boots in the car, and then we stopped on the side of the road. We switched, so I was driving in my gear, and he put on his gear. And so as we got to the building, my music played, and they were like, "Just go, just go." I didn't even know who I was wrestling. And it was me. It was me and Wade in a tag match against the primetime players. It was Fred Rosser, Darren
Tyson
Young,
O'Neill.
and Titus O'Neill. Yes. And you know what? I just ran to the ring because of my music was playing. Um, and then we got in there and we're like, oh man, what are we gonna do? And you know what? It was actually one of the coolest matches I've ever been in because there was no stress. Well, it was kind of stress because we were late and we didn't know what we were doing, and we were just like freaking out. But and that's happened many times. I'm sure that's happened to you. That and the show must go on. There's nothing you can do about it. And stuff like that happens all the time. People don't realize. And even on live TV, stuff like little things like that happen all the time that people don't realize.
And people don't realize as well that that's how good of improv people, for lack of a better term,
Right.
pro wrestlers are.
Right.
The
Right.
more you know, ladies and gentlemen, the more you know.
And that's
But
actually
again,
becoming a.
for that specific match, I don't know if you still remember a lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
Where to go?
No, go ahead.
Like, sorry, for that match specifically, how many minutes?
Mm-hmm. So for live events, it's not really a hard time. So you can go over or under. It doesn't really matter. I mean, nobody even gave me cues because I didn't even speak to anybody. I literally ran into the building, ran into the ring, and I think the referee gave us like 10, 15, maybe, I forget. Like, it wasn't even like it wasn't important because they knew the situation that we were in. But I feel like the
That's great.
fans definitely got their money's worth. Like I enjoyed that match, and the fans were super into it. So, and that's at the end of the day, that's what's most important. If fans like it, then everyone's happy.
Absolutely, and you get to stuff that you don't really get to do normally do TV, as I could imagine
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
back in the days. Back in the days. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So as well, there's maybe one more fan question. Let's do it. Let's do it. One more fan question. There you go. I forgot to get this for the shoot your shot segment, but let's ask this moment. So is it like to have Matt Hardy as an NXT pro? And can you tell us more of that moment when that infamous moment during the entrance? I just want to know your side.
It was pretty cool. Like I didn't expect to get Matt as a mentor. And, like I love watching Matt. I've been a fan of him since day one, ever since I saw him. So it was pretty cool. So that moment where he fell, that was my first TV. So like when that happened, you know, the first thing that ran through my head, I was like, I'm gonna get fired. I'm gonna get fired.
Show some love. Smash that heart button. Apologies for everyone for that technical difficulty. Oh man. Oh man.
Oh, hello, we're
Oh,
back.
apologies for that, PJ. I don't know what happened.
I
Did you
don't
see
know,
the
man.
glitch earlier? Different
Yeah,
colors?
yeah, it was crazy. It made like weird sounds to me.
Oh my goodness. Maybe that's the potion. I don't know.
Maybe, maybe.
I don't know what's happening.
It's the
But anyway,
5G,
sorry,
man.
going. um, we
Where
got a
did it
few
cut us
minutes.
off? Where did it cut us off?
Uh, Matt Hardy. But like, just a heads up, if ever, because
Oh,
we have another segment after this,
okay,
if ever it cuts off, just exit and re-enter. That's
okay,
the troubleshooting we figured out. I'm sorry for
okay.
that. But there you go, please. Matt Hardy as a pro, and what was your story during that infamous entrance with him?
Oh yeah, yeah. So it was pretty exciting to get Matt as a coach because I've been watching him since day one. I'm a huge fan of the Hardy Boys my whole life. So it was pretty cool. The one thing, so I used to be called Justin Angel. That was my character. And the first show we did, that where he fell down, that was live on TV. And as I made my entrance, they announced me as Justin Gabriel. I didn't even know that. Like they changed my name without me knowing, which was super weird. And I was like, what the hell? But anyway, that was the first thing. And then when we get into the ring, the famous bump happened where I knocked him over the, you know, that was my first show ever on TV. So the only thing that I was thinking is, I'm going to get fired. I'm going to get fired. And I started laughing and I looked at Matt's face and he was just like, he was mad, but he was also laughing at the same time. But that's the only thing I can remember. And I remember us having a really good match. We got to the back and nobody said anything. Everyone just thought it was super funny.
It's crazy. That's crazy. And thank you for sharing that story. And it's good that good to know that Matt Hardy was a sport about it. You know, it's like
Oh yeah,
I'm sure he
I'm
didn't
sure it's
rip you
happened to him many
afterwards, right?
times. Yeah.
Oh man. Okay. All right. Wind down with the questions. We have this segment. I have this segment called the hashtag Shoot Your Shot segment and hashtag PWOG Live. So in this segment, you're gonna tell. Can you please tell us some shoot stories with the photos that I'm gonna show you through the iPhone in my background? Whenever you're
Okay.
ready.
All right. This should be
All
interesting.
right. All right. So please shoot your shot on this photo from your IG stories yesterday.
Oh man, did you listen to the whole story? That was crazy. I saw this bird on the street, and I saw another bird trying to help him, like trying to pull him. So I run downstairs and I get there, but I guess he wasn't trying to help him. It was a crow, and he ate his brains out. Like I guess crows do that. I don't know. Like everyone says that crows do that.
And we are connecting right now. PJ, I don't know what's happening.
I
I'm
don't know,
getting
man.
alert by IG Live.
I know. I just see someone post IG Live as being a heel.
Yeah. Actually, I am very scared. Just full disclosure, I am scared to show photos because it might disconnect us again. Do you want? I'll go improv
Yeah, I
on this,
know.
brother. I'll just explain.
Yeah, no,
All
go.
right.
Let's try.
All right. So going back to that, is that the pigeon, the dead pigeon, zombie pigeon? I see your story, and let's immortalize that story for everyone tuning in this episode of hashtag PWOG Live, man.
Yeah, dude. Everyone told me that a lot of people commented on that. I got like 1,000 messages. Everyone said that that's what crows do. Apparently, crows do that. I didn't know that. I don't, are all crows zombies?
And it's crazy that when you thought that other pigeon, was that pigeon or like the other bird was just trying to help out this apparently dead bloody pigeon on the street of LA, man.
I know, crazy. It's like we live in Jumanji, right? It's Jumanji level 5 right now.
Right? Like you were able to say in that story, man. That's crazy. That's crazy. Okay. Well, it's still shoot your shot, but without the photo. So people use your imagination. You're
Okay,
storytellers out here.
exactly.
Alrighty. Shoot your shot on the very first time you won the FCW World Championship.
Ooh, that was awesome. That was a really cool experience because it was against Heath, Oh, actually, I just told you that I spoke to Heath on FaceTime, and he said to me that was the last time that he actually had a long singles match. And how long ago was that now? That was nine. Was it 9 years ago now? Seven, eight, nine. Wow, it's been a while. It was an Ironman match, a 30-minute Ironman match. I remember that they flew in Howard Finkel to do the announcing, which was super cool to me. They flew in Arn Anderson to be the agent for that match. Dusty Rhodes was there, Steve Kerr, like everyone was there. And they flew me to the office in Connecticut to do a photo shoot with a belt. So I have really fond memories of that. That was amazing. You know, I was the first guy to get the massive 10-foot banner in the arena, you know, because before that it was just guys, you know, like on TV, on Raw and SmackDown who had the banners. I was the first guy in developmental to get that. So it was very special, very, very special. Probably the best time in my wrestling career for sure when I was in developmental.
That was you were called Justin Angel at the time, right?
Justin Angel, correct? Yes.
Man, that's what a heavenly moment, for lack of a better term. Like world champ.
Right, right, right.
Or on the build up. Alrighty, thank you for sharing that story. Okay, shoot your shot on the action figure of the bunny. Did you ever get rights to that?
I yeah, I got a check for that once, but you know, there was like two or three of us who did the bunny, so I don't know who's getting the royalty checks right now. I have signed many of those action figures, and also the carrot. I cannot tell you at conventions how many times I've signed the carrot. It's fun. It's funny. I don't mind. People think it offends me, but whatever. Like you know, as a wrestler, like some of the crazy stuff we've done, there's nothing that can embarrass us. I think wrestling has given me the thickest skin imaginable.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's like we're always on the go. That's the mentality. Like make make chicken salad out of chicken shit. That's the saying,
Exactly. Dusty Rhodes used to say that all the time.
right? Awesome, awesome. All right, I'm trying to read the photos. You know what? I could cheat a bit. I'm not gonna put the photo.
Is there no way you can post it on there?
I'm really scared. It's gonna ruin everything. But shoot your shot on Worldwide Underground. At least the first version, or even the second version, the one with the on Johnny Mundo.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, that was super fun. In the beginning, we were gonna go a complete it, and we had so much fun with it. The writers, they were just like just took it into a completely different um, direction. And as you could tell, like you noticed, you said like even by the promos and the character stuff, it was just us having fun. You know, like we were legit just trying to be DX mixed with NWO. I don't know what's happening here.
I don't know. I promise you, it's not a rip. This is not. It's just like I don't know what is happening.
No, the whole world
Yo,
is
I'm
upside
not
down
gonna
right
touch
now.
the photo segment. I'm not gonna touch the photo segment anymore. Screw that.
Okay.
um,
We'll do that segment some other time. We'll record it and we'll post it for the fans.
yes, please. Yes, please.
Okay.
Maybe just edit it. Thank you. Thank you so much,
Okay.
and thank you for hanging on. Thank you for hanging on, PJ. Thank you so much. Okay, just your thoughts on Worldwide Underground, the first version and the second version with Johnny Mundo's double.
Yeah, I enjoyed it very much. You know, like all the vignettes we shot was super fun. We had so many good matches, man. Like I cannot tell you, like me and Johnny tagged for a couple of months, even non-televised shows, and we wrestled Rey Mysterio, and you know, like guys like that every night. You know, like the matches were just super fun, super crazy, like very. We did stuff that we never thought we could do in any other company on TV. And then when Ricky joined the group, it was very interesting. It's like I mean, you've watched season 3 and season 4 of Lucha Underground, right? How creepy was that doll? I didn't really know what to expect. A lot of the stuff that we filmed, we didn't get to see until it actually aired, you know. So we know we did the matches, but the storyline stuff, we didn't really know how it connected until we watched it afterwards. So I watched it as a fan, and I was like, wow, this is great stuff. Super creepy at the time, but a lot of fun.
To add on to the spice of the super hot momentum of Lucha Underground, man. So
Yeah,
that's crazy. That's crazy, and I didn't expect that one as one of the payoff as him being kicked out of the group, sort of.
right, right.
Mundo got pissed, but yeah, man. Thank you for sharing that story and from your end, from your point of view, rather. Okay, last one.
What's happening, man?
Thousands of apologies. I don't know. Thank you for still tuning in, still hanging on, PJ. Okay, real quick, last shoot story for being the Slam Force Africa champion and your last message to your Filipino fans and fans all over.
Yeah, dude. So, I always knew that I was going to go back to South Africa and start a wrestling company. I do want to open up schools all over South Africa. That's my ultimate goal. There's a lot of young kids out there who want to, become a wrestler, pro wrestler one day, but there's not a lot of opportunity, unfortunately. I really want to teach the younger generation what I've learned in my 25 years in the business. So that was always a goal of mine. So when the promoter in South Africa approached me about Slam Force, I was like, I was 5 years away from doing that myself. But when he approached me, I was like, yeah, I'm in because this is exactly what I want to do. And winning that title in front of my family and my home crowd, that was amazing. That was really something special. And wrestling RVD, I've been a massive fan of him my whole life. We broke the ring, so we couldn't even finish the match, but fans loved it. I cannot wait to do the second and third show. We're going to do 4 big shows a year in South Africa. That's our plan for Slam Force. But right now with this COVID thing, we don't know what's going to happen. But yeah, like I said, once everything goes back to normal, I'd love to go back to South Africa and do some more shows, and I'd love to come to the Philippines and do some shows, meet the fans, and like I said before, I like wrestling people I've never wrestled before. So if I get to wrestle someone in over there that I've never wrestled before, it's going to be a good match. I'm going to have fun, and it's going to be super entertaining. So for the fans out there, I cannot wait to come out. It's just know it's going to be extremely special for me because I've wrestled in over 60 countries, and I'm just adding more countries and flags to my list. And I've wanted to go to the Philippines for a long, long, long time now. Even before I knew there was wrestling promotion there, now it's even more reason for me to go. So I cannot wait. I hope I definitely see you guys before the end of this year.
Yes, please, or sooner than that.
Right.
PJ, Mr. Darewolf, Dr. Black, for a lack of a better term. Thank you for joining this segment of the hashtag Shoot Your Shot segment without the photos. Use your imagination of hashtag PWOG Live. And I just want to say, in Filipino, we say maraming salamat for thank you. So maraming salamat, PJ Black.
Maraming
Stay
salamat.
safe. Thank you as well. Stay safe. Stay productive, happy, man. Stay evolving, and brother, I'm just excited for the future. I'm just excited.
Thank you, man. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And then same to you, man. Keep the good the stuff that you're doing and interviewing everyone active and giving back to the fans. That's awesome, man. Thank you for that.
Goodness gracious. Carl, keep recording. We have a Carl. Keep recording. There you go. Let me pin the comment. Man.
Well, I have to say this one thing. I'm definitely always on my toes when it comes to moderating one of your shows. But it's all good, man. It's all good. It's all good. Again, IG Live is being a heel. We don't really understand what's going on. I think right now it might be your connection this time because you didn't even touch the things now. You didn't even touch the photo. So I don't know. But for all intents and purposes, PJ Black was a great guest. He was an amazing guy. He was a very cordial, very I don't know what the term is, like a very welcoming guy. And we are very glad to have had him on. IG Live might have not been the best avenue right now, but for what it was worth, I thought it was a great I thought it was a great talk, man. And you did the best given the circumstances, given the resources that was happening. You did a good job. Don't keep your head up, man. Keep your head up.
I'm trying. I'm freaking IG live, man.
Yes, sir.
Freaking
Yes, sir.
IG live. I'm just laughing it off, but I'm pissed right now, brothers.
I
Anyway,
know. I know you're pissed. I know you're pissed. And IG Live, we don't really understand, like, because my connection was pretty okay last night, and then I don't know. Maybe it's the connection. We're trying to figure it out. IG Live,
I
or
think it's the
maybe I don't
update,
know.
dude. Mine shares directly to the IGTV now.
Yeah, it does. Like mine also shares. Like mine did share directly to IGTV. But yeah, this is something that we're trying to figure out, amigos and amigas. And thank you again for the people who are joining us right now and who have been like sticking through it with us despite the technical difficulties, despite all the we are not really practiced journalists. We're not also practiced interviewers, and our internet, because we're in the Philippines, isn't really that great. But we all thank you so much for always joining us every week, Saturday and Sunday, and just indulging us in trying to entertain you guys, entertain ourselves, and entertain our guests who are stuck under lockdown because of coronavirus.
Absolutely, man. You said it all. You took the words right out of my mouth and then some.
Yeah.
But on that note, before we go to hashtag Reflection Sunday, for everyone wondering what's that pinned comment below, this is the latest partnership between PWR and Ticket to Me. If you are a wrestling fan, Philippine wrestling fan, or just a wrestling fan in general, and you want to help out to our frontliners here in the Philippines, this is the perfect opportunity for you, or the perfect promo for you, rather. As when you buy a shirt made by the one and only Rob Sham and Marv, and
Mafk. MAFK.
Maf, dang it, and Maf, Rob Sham and Maf, you would once you make a purchase, you will get a shirt as soon as the next PWR event will be available, and make sure to save that virtual receipt and send it to the Facebook page of Philippine Wrestling Revolution PWR. And with that purchase, you are going to help provide PPE, or personal protective equipment, for our frontliners fighting COVID-19. So,
Yeah,
ladies and
exactly.
gents, thank you, man. I don't know, man. I don't know what else to say.
Well, it was an amazing interview for all intents and purposes. It was great to finally meet Justin Gabriel for who he was, like not the character, but like the actual person. And it's great that he loves meditating, he loves reading. He's not a I was surprised he's not a video gamer. He doesn't really watch TV, so you can see and you can feel like when you listen to him, you can see how much of a scholar he is, so to speak. So I'm pretty sure, like after we edit this out, everyone watching it will still be very happy for the fact that they got to meet the Justin Gabriel that not a lot of people see, and the Medicine Man, the
Dr.
Future
Black.
Shaman, Doctor Black. We will see him again very soon. And Ken, I think it is time that we get to hashtag Reflection Sunday.
Alrighty. Thank you on that note, on that very note. Hashtag Reflection Sunday. Hard work is still hard work, even if no one else is there to pat you on the back. So keep on track, keep working hard, and keep being productive. Everyone,
Exactly.
good afternoon, Southeast Asia. Good evening to the ones in LA, if you guys are still joining right
Oh,
now.
before we leave, I'm sorry, we have to plug
Yo,
this also. Before we leave, again, next week we also have PW Wrestling from Home every Tuesdays and Thursdays. And on May 31, 2020, obviously, PW Special Homecoming will be on pay-per-view. It is not for free. It is on pay-per-view. Just watch out for the details soon on the Philippine Wrestling Revolution Facebook page. And please watch and support PW Special's Homecoming, and you will be supporting Philippine Wrestling Revolution as well.
and for everyone tuning in, again, thank you so much. And without further ado, y'all can hashtag that. Maraming
That.
salamat. Have a great day. Have a great day ahead. Blessed Sunday ahead.